So 2021 was fun. We saw a lot of creative grants come out. Of course, we saw a huge focus on mental health, of course, physical health. We saw a huge increase in social justice and, of course, women owned businesses. But what does 2022 look like? What changes can we anticipate, and how can you best prepare for these as you start mapping out your projects and events? Whether you are a nonprofit organization, a small business, or entrepreneur, today I am playing meteorologist as I share with you 2022's funding trend projections.
Welcome to Nothing for Granted, a space for aspiring grant writers who are tired of feeling undervalued, underpaid, and overworked by your understaffed nonprofit. Hi, my name is Eliana, grant writer, grants consultant, and freelance coach for Christian entrepreneurs. I live for long-distance cycling rides, iced chai lattes, and outdoor adventures with my 4 little beasts. I teach you grant writing strategies and freelance tactics that set you apart when launching and scaling your Holy Spirit-led business. I too was paralyzed by those questions. So paralyzed, in fact, that I launched my business twice, thinking maybe I should take another training because, underqualification. Well, 5 certifications on my wall later. But what if I told you that with a little basic knowledge and next to no experience, you too could launch a successful and sustainable freelance grant consulting business while pursuing that degree, raising littles, and maybe getting a tan on the beach? Permission granted to stop feeling guilty over leaving behind that organization that has you stagnant and to confidently and boldly step into the most elevated version of who you were created to be. You're here for encouragement, accountability, and a slight tough love kick in the butt. No goals, just standards. Lace up your combat boots, tighten up that ponytail. Girl, it's time to get to work.
All right, visionaries, so if you have not already joined my email list, you can do so by visiting bit.ly/freelance grant writing. That will give you access to the weekly emails that I send out. I promise no spam, just a way to get to know each other a little better. I like to share some tips on there, share a little bit of my struggles and my story, and so it gives us the opportunity to have just one-on-one dialogue. So you can join the email list by visiting bit.ly/freelance grant writing. Now let's go ahead and get into these projections. Okay, so number 1, there will be more focus on the business-to-business collaborations. I want you to think influencer marketing, but as a business, okay? Why? Why is this going to happen? Well, because the grants world is becoming increasingly more competitive. Okay, I've talked before about how COVID kind of opened Pandora's box and people did not realize that there was funds available for them as a for-profit business, or even nonprofits that just didn't feel like they had any accessibility to these funds, like it was, a unicorn. And so things like the PPP loan made it very accessible and gave people the knowledge and the awareness of, wait a minute, there's billions of dollars out there if we know how to find it. And so because it's becoming more competitive, it's important for us to think, okay, what can we do to become creative? Okay, how can we find shorter term solutions to our problems as we still continue to pursue grants? Absolutely. But like influencer marketing, it is a shorter term solution that has long term dividends. Okay, so I do see this being a trend for 2022, both for in-kind and monetary exchanges that can really be beneficial to your organization or small business. Number 2, I do believe there's going to be a focus or a continued focus on healthcare, education, female-founded and female-led entities, and technology. I do think that there is going to be this push on technology. As we've seen, people don't want to go to work. People want to have the flexibility of working from home. And so the more companies out there and the more innovators that come up with technological advances and just creative solutions to how businesses can function in a hybrid setting, I do think that that is going to get the upper hand in 2022 in terms of grants. Number 3, with inflation continuing to rise once again, organization sustainability is going to be under the microscope. And so that's going to take us right back to number 1, and it's why your partnerships are going to be so important. Okay, when you are creating business to business relationships and collaborations and partnerships, guess what? You're creating a network, and funders, regardless of whether we're talking grants or sponsors, they want to see that you have a backing. You have a backing from other companies, you have a backing from your community. So sustainability is going to be a huge factor in 2022. And if you guys have listened to my podcast episodes before, then you know this is something I preach about all the time, the importance of having a sustainability plan in place. So if you don't already have one, now is the time to figure out how you are going to create a lasting business. Okay, and if you need help with that, I do have an entire episode on sustainability as a nonprofit organization. So I will link that down below in the show notes so you guys can take a look. So number 4, I do think that there is going to be an increased importance on rebuilding community, relatability, and individuality. Okay, I think that we are going to see just more emphasis on grassroots efforts that can impact people directly, speak to people from a one-on-one perspective, not speaking to the masses. I really think that that is, like we've been talking about just in the marketing world, right? Micro niche and really knowing who it is your audience is and what their needs are and what their pain points are. I don't see that trend slowing down. If anything, I do see it amplifying as we are all in this position of, oh my God, I need community. And so these are the 4 trends that I foresee for 2022. Visionary, if you are still in a place where you're like, oh my gosh, okay, I don't really have a funding plan for 2022. I don't really know what I need to have in place. I don't know where to look for grants, when to apply. I have no idea what that structure looks like, what I need in terms of support. Let me help you. I have very, very limited space. I only take on 5 clients at any given time. So if you need help figuring out, okay, where do I find these grants? How do I know what companies I can partner with for my event? How can I create the support that I need from my team so that I don't have to be micromanaging every element? What areas of my program have blind spots, and what templates do I need to use in order to make sure that I'm being heard, that my information and my proposals are getting to the right place? Tell me all the things. I want you to send me an email at hello@buffaloambitionco.com. Let's go ahead and get you on a discovery call so that we can really get to the bare bones of your project and start doing the research on, okay, who can you really partner with? What makes sense for you? What is your ask? what kind of support do you need? Okay, I will guide you through the entire process in terms of research. And then if you want to continue with actually getting me to help you one-on-one on securing those partnerships, then we can do that as well. Again, you can email me at hello@buffalomissionco.com. Visionary, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll catch you in 2022.